Good morning, everyone. Let's start with Isaiah. Oh, by the way, I'm home alone. Whoa, really? Amazing. Even during COVID time, I have to tell you honestly, it was like, we were pretty much locked down this and that, okay? Oh, so you were scared? I said, well, no, I wanted to help. Yeah, okay, let's not spread the virus. Let's not. Right? I'd rather not get sick with that. Okay, so people can look at it any way they want to. I made my own decisions on that, and that was that. This is my place. I get to do whatever I want here. I wasn't coerced into anything. I looked at all the info data, and there's that phone. What did I just say? I'm all alone here. Well, could be something important. You never know. Got to go and have at least a look. I don't need to get that. It says Puff. P-A-F. Puff. I don't know anybody named Puff. So, there you go. Done. Oh, Danielle. Well, I don't need to have any unnecessary conversations anywhere. But even during that time, it's like, gosh, you would think you would have had a week, with no one visiting. Oh, no. And we kept the distance thing, but it was like, this place is just a magnet for people to come, even though we're so out of the way, this and that. As soon as things stabilized, it's that's wonderful, isn't it? Yes, you couldn't be a hermit here if you wanted to, right? Unless you want to be a rude and uninviting person, right? Yes. Oh, but today, right now, I don't know how long it'll last. I think I am expecting a visitor. Who was supposed to come? Oh, but I can't remember. Oh, well, I'm here, so, okay. Ah, but I enjoy. Yes. Oh, thank you, Father. For what? No visitors or visitors? Both. Yes. Isaiah 1. Against an ungrateful people. There's a lesson in there for me as well, which I will tell a couple of stories again to guard us against being ungrateful ourselves and against hypocrisy. Listen, you heavens, earth, attend, for Yahweh is speaking. I have reared children and brought them up, but they have rebelled against me. The ox knows its owner, and the donkey its master's crib. Israel does not know, my people do not understand. Disaster, sinful nation, people weighed down with guilt, race of wrongdoers, perverted children. They have abandoned Yahweh, despised the Holy One of Israel. They have turned away from him. Where shall I strike you next, if you persist in treason? The whole head is sick, the whole heart is diseased. From the sole of the foot to the head, there is nothing healthy. Only wounds, bruises, and open sores, not dressed, not bandaged, not soothed with ointment. Your country a desolation, your towns burnt down, your soil foreigners lay waste before your eyes. A desolation like devastation by foreigners. The daughter of Zion is left like a shanty in a vineyard, like a shed in a cucumber field, like a city besieged. Had Yahweh Sabaoth not left us a few survivors, we should be like Sodom. We should be the same as Gomorrah. What I like to say at first is people don't like people who tell the truth. They just don't. Yeah, but do you know the truth? Do you know that? Do I? Yes, I do. I know absolutely what a good person is. And how should anyone have to learn in today's world what a good person actually is? That should have not been a mystery 6,000 years ago. We seem to all be in agreement that Abel was the good one and Cain was the evildoer. Oh, no? Well, Cain had his reasons for, really, Cain can have reasons for being upset and sad and unhappy. But does that constitute that suddenly now Cain had a reason to kill his own brother? Did he? Did he? Mm-hmm. So, one doesn't like the truth. Suddenly we have to cover all of our own sins, this, that, excuses for everybody else's sins, right? Yes, that's convenient. And you don't have to really look at yourself. So, it's what it is in the world right now, I think all around the world, where we struggle with just being together, no matter who it is. We just struggle. Is it within our family? Oh, we struggle with ourselves. That's it. The mental illnesses and the stuff that happens to people just to themselves because of they can't handle circumstances anymore or a situation, or just, right? Or look at themselves, right? Say, okay, there is something here I need to make a change with. Right? What is that? And really have a good look. And what is your support system? What about if there's no one around? What is your support system? From heart to mind, what is your support system when you're not feeling all that great? When things just become really overwhelming, what should you just put aside to say, okay, what are my responsibilities? What are my priorities, right? But the main thing is, we don't seem to be able to live peacefully, harmoniously together, right? Yes? Okay. So, when I feel disappointed and almost faced with a choice I really don't want to make, which is having give and take with certain people, it makes me really sad. It makes me upset with myself. And I have to remember, but even in the worst situations with people, I'm going, man, I already know what they're doing. This is not good, this and that. And yet, there's still a spark of goodness within themselves, somehow. A sense of responsibility. I want to tell these couple of stories because I heard someone say, Memphis, Tennessee, right, which Elvis had his place, this is not a good place to go. You don't go there. You just don't. If you don't want to get into any kind of conflict with people there or suddenly become a casualty of this or that, you don't go there. Oh, why is that? Oh, okay. So, I took 3 of my children, all for their birthdays, down to Memphis, Tennessee, to see the Elvis estate. That wasn't the first time, but that was one of their wishes. So, okay, got in the car, drove on down there, and I don't have a cell phone. So I didn't make any reservations anywhere at a motel or whatever. And so we got down there, and I said, okay, guys, the first thing we need to do is look. We wanted to go to the, what was it, the One Heart Hotel or something, the Heartbreak Hotel, something like that. Of course, everything was booked out. Okay, can't go there. Then, about half a mile farther down, there was this little motel. I'm going, well, let's go have a look there, right? It's one of those things. I got to have a place where my children can lay down their head to sleep. I go in. Yep. They had a room. Okay. So go get into the room. It was cheap, too. Paid a fraction of what I would have paid somewhere in that other hotel. And I'm looking and I'm going, oh, there was still food stuff, bags of chips, this, that, of other people in there and stuff. And I'm going, oh my gosh. I looked at the bed and going, these sheets hadn't been changed or anything. Go to the bathroom and, look like there was one towel in there, a little towel. I'm going, well, what's that going to work? Yeah. So I went back I said, can you give me some clean sheets? And I didn't go and complain and say, hey. I just went, I said, can you, as I said, huh? I'm very resourceful. I'm going, okay, this is pretty good. This is really close to where we want to go tomorrow and day after tomorrow, so we'll deal with it. I got all the clean stuff, this, that, and cleaned up the room, and it was fine. And it wasn't too bad. It was a pretty big room, too. It was a pretty big room. I thought, oh, this is really great for my children. They can run around. The weather didn't look too good. So then after we were all settled in, we went outside and looked around. They had a pool, but it wasn't functional. It's like they had a pool, but no. He said, oh, yes, it's too cold anyway. And so we walked around a little, and around the place there. And this guy comes up to me. He comes up to me. He says, are you staying here? I said, yeah. Oh. He said, oh, this is this is not good. I'm going, what do you mean this isn't good? Yeah. Oh, this is, yeah, he wasn't really specific about what wasn't good. He says, you're not safe here with your children. What? Wait, I'm not safe. I said, well, I don't really have anywhere. It's already getting later and I don't have anywhere to go. And he says, don't worry. I'm going to talk to all the other residents. I'm going, wait a minute. Who is in this little motel here, right? I'm going to talk to the other residents. I'm going to let them know, and we're going to make sure that you're all right. We're going to make sure that you're safe. And you know what? I thought immediately, this is going to be some kind of a scam. This is going to be what? Got really worried. I said, should I stay here? I'm going, okay. You know what? I'm not going to. I didn't feel that this person was. I could see some things around this person, but I didn't feel. It felt genuine concern. And I went with that. I said, I've got to trust. I have to trust that he's telling the truth. Right? Yes? Okay. You guys, you wouldn't believe. I heard all night long people patrolling, like they were patrolling. Okay? I didn't sleep all that great, but listening, anything happening at my door, whatever, And they had these big old windows too, And, but the children slept like no problem. As I said, but I could hear them. It's almost like they were patrolling outside of our room. And I was really touched by that. It kind of restored a little bit of other experiences that I had where I had to say, this is just not right. This isn't right. People shouldn't treat each other like this, no matter what. Just because one should always give everyone, no matter who it is, the benefit of the doubt. Right? Unless you're already in a conflicted situation where you have to say, I got to get out of there, right? Or this is escalating into something bad. But if they are just, as I said, this guy sees, you're staying here with your children? Oof. No. I'll tell you what. I'm going to make sure that you're safe. So, okay. In the morning, we got up, and it was very quiet everywhere, and they had coffees, and that was great. Not a soul around. Except for that guy, I never saw anybody there. And the people in the, at the reception. And so and there was no problem in the car either. So they were protecting my car too. As I said, I wasn't sure what situation I was in there and who was there, but So we went, we had a great time, went back to the motel. Same thing again. All night long, I heard people, as I said, almost like patrolling. Interesting. Then it was time to go. Oh, wait. That evening, I needed some food for the children, and it's always cheaper, right? If you, instead of going someplace, you just get your own stuff. And so I was looking for a grocery store. I said, well, there's got to be one here somewhere. Didn't see anything driving in on the main road. So I started going out, and I ended up in this neighborhood, and I'm looking left and right, and I'm going, oh, wow, well, okay. But again, it was, I felt a little bit eerie, but not really. I just drove, yeah, and I saw people, and I saw them looking at us, and kind of following our car with their eyes. They're going, couldn't get, and I got lost. So I saw a few guys at a house there by the steps talking, and I got to the curb, rolled down, and said, hey, sorry, can I ask for some directions? And they stood there looking at me, and I look in the back seat at the kids there, and one guy comes up, just one guy comes up, and he says, lady, what are you doing here? I'm going, I'm sorry, I'm looking for a grocery store. We're visiting, the Elvis thing, and I need some food for the children. And he said, you are in a bad neighborhood, and, for who you are, this is not good. And you need to get out of here. And you need to get out of here fast. I'm going, what? I said, so what do I do? He said, he had one of those little flip phones, and he pulled that. He says, hang on, before I give you directions, hang on. He said, I got to make some phone calls. And he makes some phone calls, and he stepped away, and I couldn't really, but I could hear, say, we got this lady here, and safe passage, please, no, don't cause any, da-da-da. That's kind of what I heard. Comes back to the car and says, okay, this is what you do. And he gave me left, right, left. And I'm going, Okay, now I'm scared. I kind of got scared. I'm going, oh gosh. Right? Where am I? Right? And he said, and I only half listened, but I got most of it, I guess. And I just, okay. I said, thank you very much, And I'm sorry. I didn't, he says, just make sure you get out of here as fast as you can. But I tried to make sure you have safe passage out of here. So he did. And I ended up at a grocery store, got what I needed, and I took a different way. I found my way back out onto the main street, and got back to the motel that way because it was on the main street. I have to remind myself of these stories, these experiences that I had, because even though the responsibility for others is still there, right? It's still there. Wherever I lived, I never had to, and someone asked me for directions, never had to say, you need to get out of here as fast as you can. We've lived, the last neighborhood we lived in, slowly it got better. There were certain things, but nothing like that. Like, you can't safely, per se, walk up and down the street or something, no matter who you were. So it was nice. Okay, nice to know that there is a sense of responsibility in people, even though they live in these places where mayhem and crime and, I guess, downright hate for nothing but people of different color is so apparent. But it's nice. It was nice to know that, okay, it's just a woman with children. and I was given safe passage per se. I was protected, right, with my children. That's a good thing, isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah. I remind myself many times of these stories, these experiences that I had with my children, right? So that I keep the faith, that I don't become just an ungrateful human being just because of what? Yeah? Because we want to look at what now? More so than ever, right? At the skin tone of a person. That's what it is. I wanted to just share that, not with a big right? In a way, these experiences kept me out of that pit where, right? Yes, it kept me out of that pit that I keep remembering. You had good experiences. With something now that's just completely gotten out of hand. So, yeah, you've got to be careful. Right? It isn't just in certain places where things are just all not right anymore. We have to, right, make sure that we keep our sanity with things like that, and that we are not just becoming a Sodom and Gomorrah ourselves. Ourselves. Not talking about a place, not talking about a city, not talking about ourselves. It's important. Anyway, that's what I wanted to share this morning. Just a simple one. Very grateful to both of those guys, and then whoever else was involved, right, that I didn't see. Very grateful that they kept us safe as a mom with her 3 younger children. Yes, always will be. That's a blessing for them as well, right? Yes, yeah, you never know what happened to those guys afterwards. Right? I don't know, but I definitely prayed for them. I hope that as good as you've been to me and my children, you will be as good for everyone else around you. What a wonderful beginning for everyone, right? Yes? Okay. God's love and blessings always, and we'll talk to y'all another time.